Welcome, Street Talk and Other Stuff. Mike, Mad Dog, Mad Matty here on the last Monday in July. Thanks for tuning in today. Hey, we've got a good show. We always have a good show. Got one of my favorite guests and an additional favorite guest today, a new favorite guest. So I want you to stick around, but I want to tell you something. We have got some great live theater coming up, okay, right here in Wenatchee. All right, now, starting this weekend, A Midsummer Night's Dream, the Short Shakespearean. Short Shakespearean has been doing stuff, I can't even remember how many years, probably 40, 50 years. This is a really good show. My granddaughter Maya is in it, and you don't want to miss it, okay? So you can go to the America Pack website, the tickets are on sale there. And in addition to that, you'll be able to come see A Midsummer Night's Dream and also the show we're going to talk about today. But we've got a good show coming up. So, hey, Street Talk and Other Stuff, you stick around. We'll be right back.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Don't miss the Grant County Fair in Moses Lake, August 13th through the 17th. Leading the entertainment list is Diamond Rio, Thursday, August 15th, with special guest Katie Wade. Friday night is 90s favorite Chingy, with special guest DJ Precise. And Wednesday night, two of the best tribute bands in the country, Best of Both Worlds, a Van Halen tribute, and Crazy Train, an Ozzy tribute. VIP tickets are available at gcfairgrounds.com.
My name's Nick Dirk, and I've been a cinematographer-photographer for over 10 years. I got my start at the Wenatchee Valley Technical Skills Center. Without the Tech Center, I wouldn't have got my first job in media production 3 months after I graduated high school.
My name is Charlie Voris, and I own Vortex Productions. My work has taken me on exciting adventures all around the world, and I got my start at Wenatchee Valley Tech.
Hey, my name is Oli Mingo, and I'm the Executive Director at Heirloom Creatives in Wenatchee. I am so thankful for Wenatchee Valley Tech to be able to have my dream career.
Street Talking Other Stuff, and I'm very, very happy to have Mr. Jamie Dunnigan back again. My buddy Jamie.
What was your name again?
Mike.
Oh, okay,
remember that,
cool.
Mike?
Yeah.
It's
Mike.
just, Mike, bike.
Sounds like Ike.
Exactly. Okay, that'll do for you, okay? And those of you who've watched the show in the past, all 5 or 6 of you will know. Jamie, I always work very hard to make sure he's on every year because I love having him. And, though, I also want to introduce Bethany Christine Elkin.
Thank you.
Bethany is Jamie's choreographer for this year's show, Rock of Ages, and you have also choreographed some shows in the past.
Yes.
And I do want to say, before I start letting them talk, is that I was blown away last year when I watched the choreo. I mean, Kinky Boots was a great show. It was last year's Hot August Night show. But you were kind of standing behind me, and I'm watching the show, and I kept turning around looking at you, and you're kind of, I need to go tell her how good she was. So it was great. But
I appreciate that. That was really cool to hear. Thank you.
Okay, well, hey, all right, a little bit about yourself.
Yeah.
What's going on,
Well, I am from New York City.
Okay.
And, I live in New York City. I've been there for about 20 years, and I'm a director.
Yeah, you can say you're a New Yorker.
I can. After
Sure.
20 years. I'm a director, choreographer, performer, educator. I'm a professor there, and
Okay, where are you a professor?
At Marymount Marymount Manhattan College.
Oh, cool.
And we've
Okay,
had
yeah.
in each of the Hot August Nights productions that I've been a part of, we've had and actually some that I haven't. Anthony Arati from
Anthony,
our
wonderful
former
guy.
students of mine,
Really?
and we have 4 Marymount students former this
so
year.
Anthony was one. I didn't catch the name of the other one. Who was?
So Anthony Arati was the year that you
Okay,
were
right.
in that. This year we've got True and Lily and Hans and Andy. We've had a bunch in Kinky Boots, and Elijah, who played
yeah, remember Elijah.
the lead, obviously is a fellow professor and dear friend of mine. So we've come and infiltrated Wenatchee a bit.
No, that's fine. You know, it's just there were actually 35 of us from Caldwell, New Jersey, living in Wenatchee for a while years ago. I'm the only one left. So I'm the only one with any
from
staying
Caldwell.
power.
Wow.
Yeah, from Caldwell.
That's pretty
yeah.
cool.
So,
Yeah.
and Jamester.
Here we are
You know?
again.
Yeah, it's great.
This is our 10th Hot August Nights.
Yes, it is. So
10th anniversary. It's actually our 11th show.
Right.
We did the second year of COVID. We did a kind of a concert called Songs Stripped Down, which we used songs from the different shows that we had done up
right,
to
you
that
did that in the
point.
courtyard at the
We
PAC,
did it
right?
in the
I remember that
courtyard
wonderful
because
show.
the mask mandate was still on, so we decided to move it outside so that people could decide whether they wanted to wear a mask or not. So we did have that one. But Alex Haley says we can't count that as one of the Hot August Nights, even though it was. Who cares what Alex
yeah,
says?
Alex, and who's he? You know, I mean, we love
Alex,
the guy,
we-
but Alex just
Alex, we love you, but
keep your
anyway,
opinion to yourself.
super fun. This year we're doing Rock of Ages.
Yeah. Now this is interesting because you've said before you've wanted to do it, but you didn't feel you had the voices.
Right.
So-
Yeah, it's been bandied around the title since we started, but this takes a lot of vocal talent. It's not easy to sing, and then to be able to do 12 shows. So this week's kind of hell week for us because we have all these big singing rehearsals.
Right.
We have our Sits Probe tonight where we sing with the band for the first time, and then we have 2 dress rehearsals. And so everybody's singing their hearts out and then have to do 3 nights
Right.
of a show right
Right.
away before they get a break.
Well,
so
it's actually
it's a lot.
Aren't you doing a matinee this weekend as well?
Not this weekend.
Not this weekend. Okay,
yeah,
second
we
weekend.
do. We open Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
Okay.
and then next week we do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then and then we have a matinee that week.
Right.
And then the final week it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Okay.
So 12 performances total. It's a lot.
It
It's
is a lot, yeah.
vocally, it's a very challenging show. To be able to give it the proper treatment that it deserves, you have to have the voices.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have some great voices, and we've always done auditions here in Wenatchee.
Right.
This year we extended that. We did some auditions in Seattle, and then I worked with Bethany to hold auditions for in New York at Marymount Manhattan College, and that was the first time we actually held auditions there. We had 85 young
Really?
students,
Oh.
mostly who were graduating
Okay.
or getting close to graduation, audition for the show.
Now, were these some people who were
35.
familiar with the Hot August Nights, program that wanted to be
some
part of it?
them
Okay.
were, yeah, because they were friends with other people that have been here in the past.
Okay.
But it was just wow. I was blown away. We had 35 people audition here in Wenatchee, and then about 10 more that auditioned through video. And then we had a few in Seattle, and then, 85 in New York.
Okay.
So it was
Awesome.
crazy.
Well, I had seen all of the Hot August Night shows except the first one, Rocky Horror Picture
Okay.
Show, and it became a bucket list item for me to want to. And then one year I went, and a couple of years I had bronchitis. I just couldn't audition. But one year I went home, and Jamie's heard this story, but I told my wife, "Hey, Jamie's doing the full Monty," and Rose, "No," she said. I said, "What do you mean, he's doing the full Monty?" No.
Just straight up, no,
Right.
absolutely not.
But later on, he
Yeah.
did, Hands on a Hard Body, and I thank you for casting me. I
You're
very
welcome.
much appreciate it.
I appreciate the check.
But it was,
I saw it. You were fabulous.
well, it was just so cool to be
Yeah.
part of that whole program. That
Yeah.
it was, high point of my life for me. So
I love it.
Okay,
It's very
so-
special. Yeah.
it was, and it was a good show too.
Oh, it was a
Just
great show.
Really,
It
really
was a really
good
great show.
I liked the whole thing, the message behind it.
Certainly, yeah.
The people involved. It just-
I laughed. I cried.
Yeah, it was a great
Yeah.
experience. Okay, choreography. How'd you get into it? I mean,
I got into dance because I was a shy little bunny as a kid, and my mom put me in dance so that I would,
Blossom!
be forced
Yeah,
to, engage with other people, and you could be quiet while you did it, So, but then, probably much to her dismay, it's become my career now. So I got my master's in fine arts in San Diego
Oh, cool.
about a decade ago, and I've just been doing it ever since. I love dance, and I think how we communicate with our bodies is so special. And you can't lie. Your body doesn't lie.
That's
So
very
I
true.
find it a really exciting way
Very
to
true.
build on expression and storytelling and just pleasure too. I
okay, so
think.
when you first started dance lessons, what type of dance were you taking?
Oh, like whatever tiny tots do. You
Okay,
you
all
wear
right,
those
yeah.
little shiny tap shoes and you just make a lot of noise and those little ballet shoes and you just sort of like, la, la, la. But anyway, yeah, but I really, tap is probably my favorite dance genre, but there's no tap in the show. But I'll tell you what, there is some really awesome dancing.
Okay,
so
well,
yeah.
we're looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Oh, so how did you
gonna be
two
fun.
get together? I mean, what's the?
Well, I think it was 2006, somewhere right around
Yeah,
there.
something like that.
That I was asked to direct a show at Tri-Arts Theater up in Connecticut, upstate in Connecticut, and I said, great, and it was a production of High School Musical 2, something I've always wanted to direct. That's not true. But I thought, okay, well, this will be a good challenge for me, actually, and but I told them that I didn't want to choreograph it, and so they put me with a choreographer, and I spoke with her on the phone once or twice, and then I couldn't reach her, and nothing, and I called them and I said, hey, this choreographer has gone MIA, I don't know what's going on, and they're like, oh yeah, she's off the project, but we have a new choreographer for you, and she lives in the city, and great, and I said, okay, cool.
Okay, well, when you heard the word "new," did that cause like?
No, not at all.
Okay, all
no,
right.
we were still a while away from
Okay.
the production, and it was totally fine. But I did. I called Bethany, and I asked to meet up for coffee and talk about my vision for the show, and that I didn't want to do it Disney. I did not want to do a Disney-fied version of it. And she's like looking at me, and I'm going, okay. And so then, it's like this, and she's like, oh. Okay, and then I didn't know right away that
Right.
what her reaction was. She told me later, but
Yeah.
she was like, thank God we're not doing a Disney version of it.
Yeah.
And we're going to play, and we're going to have fun, and we're going to stretch our cast, and we're going to try things, and we're going to do fun things with it. Because I don't like to do a show like it's ever been done before.
Right.
Like, there's no point in that to me, personally.
Well-
I like to put my stamp on it. What is it?
We for example, I directed Streetcar Named Desire here years ago. Well, a lot of young people who would, and I told them, do not watch the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, and when the high school did West Side Story a few years ago, they made a huge mistake in letting the kids watch the movie for the same reason. But I told my actors, I don't want a Marlon Brando impersonation. I
Right,
don't want
yeah.
Vivian Leigh coming out. I want you to build these characters yourself. So yeah, you and me, we're so much alike, Jamie.
We are just practically
My
twins.
gosh, I think people would think we're brothers.
A lot of people do.
I hear it all the time on the street.
Yeah.
Jamie,
Yeah.
I'll bet you do. I'll bet you do.
I bet you do.
But we ended up putting on a really fantastic production of the show, and we became really good friends after that. And through that, it was an experience for us both up there in Connecticut, in the wilds, living in the woods. And
I'd never even seen a real deer before.
Really?
I was like, what?
and every night I would
Yeah,
drive
New York,
her.
there's really not a whole lot of mule deer movement.
No,
Not too
and I grew up
many.
in Florida, so
Okay,
it's like,
yeah.
So
swamp.
every night I would drive her back to the place where she was staying, and we would just like dodging deer right and left because it's total wilderness up there. But a really cool playhouse and experience. The place was great. We really enjoyed it. But we bonded over a lot of fun things that happened.
Yeah, so
We
what
created our fun.
Yeah.
We sure did. excited.
Well, what was your impression when you meet this, first meet this guy and that kind of stuff?
I mean,
You must have liked his vision, obviously. So.
no, the thing.
No, it's just you and me talking.
I
You can
know.
tell me the truth.
The thing that I always say about Jamie is like I met him when I was like just out of college, I was in my early 20s,
Right.
and he talks about us meeting, and part of why I was so quiet was I'm a Scorpio, so I kind of like hold my reactions until
Right.
I'm ready to share.
You think before you open your mouth?
Well, I didn't say I think. I said I hold my reactions.
She holds her reactions very well.
I hold my reactions. But, and I've said this to him before, so I don't mind saying it aloud. Meeting him at such a pivotal time in my life, I felt like I was able to meet someone who lived life and exemplified
Sure.
humanity and being and artistry in a way that like I had an inkling that you could, but I'd never actually seen it materialize or in action, and so I just was so drawn to him.
Yeah.
And I
That's really beautiful. That is really beautiful. That is really.
I'm touched.
Do you want to hug her and tell her thanks? That is really sweet. I don't know.
Thankfully, didn't knock that over. But, yeah. Yeah.
And I agree with you.
Yeah.
It's just, but that's cool. That's cool. Thank
I
you.
really mean it.
Gosh,
It's
this
like
is the best Monday I've had in a very long time.
No, and what he's done here is so special. And I remember the first show I came out to do was Chicago.
Right.
But I was doing a show in Seattle when he was doing Rocky Horror, and we met up, and I wished I could get out here, but it was just not with our rehearsal schedules.
Sure.
I couldn't get out here. But he would talk about Wenatchee and how amazing it was and how just phenomenal the community was and supportive of the arts.
Yeah.
And I know wherever he is, it's magical, in large part because he's there and because he's attracted to the place.
part of
And
it,
so
sure,
when
yeah.
he eventually invited me out here, I was just like amazed. And I've been out here every year since. It's been like
cool.
8 summers now.
Yeah.
I came for the 2 shows that I wasn't involved in. I came to Full Monty. I came to Hands on a Hard Body. Like, I've come every summer, whether I'm choreographing or not, because truly I adore him more than anyone on the planet, and I've come to love Wenatchee.
Oh, cool. Okay, well, hey, we're talking with Bethany Elkin and Jamie Dunnigan. They are choreographer and director of the upcoming show, Hot August Night show, Rock of Ages. We're going to talk more with them in a minute, but we need to take a break. So, hey, Street Talk and other stuff, you stick around. We will be right back. So.
When you've been in business for 40 years, it's because you understand change and you put members first, always. Now Works is announcing a change in their membership model. Up to 6 people on one membership that you can mix and match. The more people, the bigger the discounts. Introducing the Works shared membership model. One membership, friends and family and flexibility. Works, the cleanest, friendliest, most helpful gyms you and your friends will ever join.
Check out ClubCrowCashmere.com for upcoming events and tickets.
The Lake Chelan Chamber of Commerce presents Wonders of Wooden Avenue.
Steelhead Cider offers 20 taps with cider, beer, and wine, featuring views of the lake, great music, and fantastic flights. Find it on Wooden Ave behind the bookstore in downtown Chelan.
Kelly's Classic Ace Hardware Store. From the minute you walk through the door, you'll feel the difference. Kelly's revives the days of personal service lost in the big box stores of today. Kelly's Ace Hardware in classic downtown Chelan.
Wonders of Wooden Avenue, North Central Washington's premier shopping district.
Since 1932, Camp Seneca, nestled on the beautiful shores of Lake Wenatchee, has provided children grades 1 through 12 with the ideal location for kids to learn new skills, have fun, and make friends while creating memories that will last a lifetime. Camp Seneca's rustic log cabins and their staff serve to provide each group a unique summer camp experience. Register for Camp Seneca today, www.campfirencw.org.
Big time. Okay, we're back with Bethany
And we're
Elkin,
back.
choreographer for this hot August night show, Rock of Ages, and Jamie Donegan. So Jamie's here. Okay, so you came to Wenatchee, what, like 8 years ago, you said, for the first time?
7 or 8 years ago.
All
Yeah.
right, come from Florida, go to New York. What was it like? I mean, how do you like the town? You know,
I love Wenatchee, and you know, the first time I was on that, you know, like that little plane coming from Seattle to Wenatchee, and I was like, oh, you know, you're under the clouds. I'm like, what the is
Looking
happening?
down at the
Where am I?
mountains, yeah.
Well, and I grew up in a swamp, you know, basically in Florida, and then an island in Manhattan. So we landed, and I was just like, is this a green screen? Like, it's so unreal. It's so gorgeous. I'd never even been in a lake before, and then I'm like swimming in Lake Chelan, and like basically
You
I've
don't
just
swim
been
in the lakes in Florida. There'd be
No.
alligators.
because there's other animals
There'd be
swimming there as
alligators.
well.
Moccasin,
Yes,
like you'll
yeah.
die. So you know, ew, of so many
die.
things. No, I love it here. The people are so amazing and so kind.
Aren't they though? Yeah.
Yes,
I
like
love
truly.
Wenatchee.
I just
Wenatchee.
I wouldn't come back every summer if I didn't absolutely feel like many of the people here have become like family.
Yeah, no, it's a
So.
great place. Okay, well, I'm a little late in doing this, but give us information on the show. Tickets, you mentioned it briefly when it's playing.
Yeah.
Tell us again.
Well, I gave you a card. It has all that
Okay,
information
all right,
on
we're
it.
going to do this.
No,
See?
it's we open
See
on
if we can
Thursday
get
the
this.
1st.
See if we can get this, Josiah, okay? You can scan
Get that
this.
QR code right there.
You might have to tell them.
Yeah,
Okay,
that'd be
you
kind of
can
fun.
scan the QR code, but
We open this Thursday
Right.
on the 1st, and this year is a little different for us and a little challenging because we only had 3 weeks to put this show together.
Right.
Normally we have 4, and then we open, but the way it lined up this year so that we could start the beginning of August, we had to do that. Otherwise we'd be too late. People are going back to school and stuff like that. So we open on the 1st. We play through the 17th, and we have one matinee on the 10th.
all right.
Currently, and unless we sell out, we have possibly
You
added
did
one
add
more.
more
last
shows
year.
We
last
did
year,
that last
didn't you?
year, and our tickets are selling like hotcakes. So you can just call the PAC box office or stop by there. Their summer hours are noon to 6, I think.
Okay, and you can go online as
Or
well.
you can go online, just like always.
Right.
I think you have a very savvy audience. They
Yeah.
buy tickets at the PAC, right?
Yeah, they do.
They know what
They
to do.
They know what to do.
Yeah,
So.
Rock of Ages, really, really fun show. It's a jukebox musical, so it's all songs that you know, that from the '80s glam hair band rock.
Okay.
It's all kinds of stuff from Journey, from Poison, from Whitesnake, Pat Benatar, Styx. Who else? What else? There's just so many.
Endless.
So many. There's like 36 songs in the show.
great.
And they melded them together to create a story about 2 people, Drew and Sherry, and their journey when they arrive in LA and what they're doing. And part of it takes place in the Bourbon Room, which is kind of like Whiskey A Go Go.
Okay.
We'll take off on Whiskey A Go Go, where a lot of bands got their start. And another part takes place in a gentleman's club. And so you've got these 2 bar situations that are happening.
Club. Okay, all right.
Yeah. So some very sexy stuff. This is not for the faint of heart. It is an adult-themed show, and we're not saying you can't bring kids, but
maybe you don't.
You need to know that this is for adults, and it's very fun. But it's it's drug, sex, and rock and roll. This is
good.
what it's all about.
And it's really playful. Like
It's
so
so
much joy,
funny.
so much celebration.
Oh, cool.
A lot of hilarious dialogue, and there's a character that breaks the fourth wall a lot and talks to the
Oh,
audience.
cool. I love that.
Yeah, I agree a lot
And
with
that's
that.
that's kind of fun, and talks to some of the other characters in the show as well. And it's like the writers of this show borrowed from a lot of storylines that we're familiar with. A Midsummer Night's Dream, they borrow from Wizard of Oz, they borrow from Peter Pan. So it's funny that we're doing this like major rock and roll show, and you have all these themes that have been around forever and ever, and Snow White and Seven Dwarfs, let's say they're I don't know. It could be. Why not?
Cool.
But these are stories that we've all heard before, so it's just really fun the way they put this together, and it's kind of campy. especially just like breaking into a song that you guys know.
Yeah.
That
So
you,
are people
that
going to
you
just
hear
break
on the
out a
radio.
song in the audience,
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Is any of that going to be encouraged? Or?
Well, I'm sure there'll be times when the audience is, taken by whatever the spirit and it needs to adjust and figure it out.
Well, my
But
wife
it'll
will.
be fun.
My wife will say to me,
No.
I'll be singing." She'll be saying, "Who sings this?" I'll say, "Well, Janis Joplin." She says, "Well, let her."
Well, let her. Yeah, please don't.
And the
Please don't
band,
do it.
it's a rock band that is on stage
Yeah.
the whole time.
Yeah,
We have,
it's really cool.
Piano, bass, or keyboards, bass, and drums, and 2 guitars. Your son-in-law is
Right.
playing lead guitar on this show. We love Ted. He was a major factor in why I chose this show.
Oh, wow, cool.
Because I
Wow,
worked
that-
with Ted a few other times, just on a small scale, and he's just so great. He's easygoing, he's easy to work with, and he's wildly talented.
Yeah, it's a great guitar player. He's just
Yeah.
a nice man.
Yeah,
So,
so I'm looking forward tonight. We have it's our first sit down with the band where everybody gets to sing their songs full out and really feel the band, and that's going to be a lot of fun too.
It's so cool.
Okay, so what kind of challenges have you come up, either of you, with this? In choreography, did you run? Okay, now, and Hands on a Hard Body, Jamie had me do this dance I could not do.
Okay.
And he was
Wait,
very,
what?
he was very kind. I went up to- well, it was before my hip surgery, all that, and I'm
Okay,
not
yeah.
exactly a dancer. But did you have any challenges with the choreography with people, or?
No, not really. I think it's just a matter of getting to know the performers
Yeah.
and then working with their strengths
Mm-hmm.
and their natural movement patterns, and then also pushing them and challenging them to
Right.
do some different things.
sure.
But each of the performers is an individual in
Mm-hmm.
this piece. Well, I always feel that way, but that's a whole nother sidebar. Another Mad Dog session for that. But, no, they're all individuals, and so it's really about helping them, or encouraging them rather, to find their own character within the movement. And once you do that, it's really satisfying, I think, for them as artists, and also for me as an artist.
And you feel people are responding to your style?
Well, they
and-
pretend to.
That's almost as good sometimes,
Yeah,
you know?
it's
I'm
like
just
the
kidding. I think
hopefulness
they
in
do.
your voice when you say, "I'm not exactly a dancer."
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
I mean, that's very hopeful on your part.
it is hopeful. Well,
I like that.
I say the same thing
Possibilities.
about I say the same thing about singing. I'm not a singer, but I've been in musicals, and I
Yeah.
say if you do it with enthusiasm
Yeah.
and are having a good time, as long as you're not singing ballads or love songs,
Yeah.
Yeah.
doesn't matter what your voice is.
Yeah.
You know, people will like it if you like it.
But
so.
we are all dancers. We
Yeah.
all have bodies. We all are dancers because we communicate with our bodies. So some of us just do it
I will give
and
some
get paid
thought
for
about
it, and some don't.
Okay, but look, we gotta take a break. But I'm talking with Jamie Donegan and Bethany Elkin. They are the director and choreographer of Hot August Night Show that opens this weekend, Rock of Ages. But hey, we're gonna come back in a minute, but stick around. We will be right back.
Hey there folks, Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to experience Blueberry Hills. Of course, the food is fabulous, like our cheese splints, our famous French dip, our legendary Eggs Benedict, and unforgettable burgers. But we're more than just great food. People come from all over the world to experience what's been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
Okay, we're back again. I want to say, Jamie, thanks, dude.
Oh, thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay, Bethany,
Yes,
love you.
love
Okay,
you.
so quick info.
All
about
your
the show.
favorite songs in this show. All of your favorite songs.
Okay. all right.
Yeah, Don't Stop Believin', Any Way You Want It. The Search Is Over.
Okay.
Renegade. Final Countdown.
All right.
So many good songs.
Okay, and tickets, you can get them at the Numerica Pack, at the box office. But hey, Street Talk and Other Stuff. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.